Sorry.
Sorry.
Calling the roll, Ms. Simon? Ms. Baker?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Tuma?
Here.
Mr. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Schron? Mr. Schron is absent right at the moment. Ms. Conwell?
Present.
Mr. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Brown?
Here.
Ms. Stevens? Council President Brady?
Here.
There is a quorum.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, is there any public comment?
Yes, Mr. President, Ms. Lou?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I believe county council members, even the county executive, you all have received an email from me about a grievance I filed last week's Wednesday. For all the issues I have brought up here to address, eventually YWCA decided that the management and on-site should have a meeting with me. So we finally scheduled a day to meet. However, the grievance right now you see is on the day of the meetings, supposedly the meeting day. As always, I was actually made to leave the building by certain workers. So I could not be there to attend the meetings scheduled. This is not the first time for me, and I believe this will not be the last time. And this also has happened to many other people. If you have read through the paragraphs, you will see I did mention that this has happened, especially with this particular staff. She's not the only one. But with this person, lots of people could not even stay in the building to meet their caseworkers who scheduled morning appointment. Same situation. And this situation is not with YWCA only. This situation has been on for years, even when Frontline Service was the service provider. My point here is this particular operational model for shelters is not helping anybody, just like what happened at the county jail. Even you have a good intention to do certain things, but you always have somebody on the ground level to disturb it. For example, correction officers right now are called correction officers because they are supposed to help people in the jail to better themselves. But no, inmates are being abused, mistreated. This is the same thing in the homeless shelters for years. When YWCA had a good intention to come in to help people in the shelter, unfortunately, same problem. Some of the workers they hired should not be working there. In this particular grievance, you could see I have mentioned that to the CEO of YWCA in person, and also somebody else in the organization, that 90% of people working there should not work there because these people don't have the right mentality and the integrity to help, unlike all of you here. Thank you.
No, Mr. President.
No? Okay. Thank you. I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes as printed in the agenda for February the 25th, 2020, Committee of the Whole, and the regular meeting as well. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. The minutes are approved. A message from the county executive?
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. Yesterday, we had a press conference concerning the coronavirus. And Mr. President, you were there, along with Mayor Jackson, the County Health Commissioner, Terry Allen, Cleveland Health Director, Merle Johnson, and representatives of the hospitals, and many, many others. The purpose was to talk about the general status, but 15 minutes before the conference was to start, Terry Allen announced that 3 cases were just confirmed in Cuyahoga County. And 15 minutes after that, the governor declared a state of emergency for Ohio. As you can imagine, that entirely changed the press conference. We are ready for this. Thankfully, our health commissioner, Terry Allen, is one of the best in the country. And our hospitals are excellent, and they are ready. Our top priority is the safety of our employees and the people we serve. We've opened the Emergency Operations Center and Joint Information Center. Emergency support functions are provided by the County and Cleveland Boards of Health, the County Fire and Police Chiefs Associations, the County and City of Cleveland Emergency Management Agencies, United Way 211, the Fusion Center, the RTA, and the Sewer District. We're following CDC protocols for our employees. We're hiring more custodians to continually sanitize county buildings in which the public is invited. We're considering an emergency declaration for the county to open up additional funding options and to allow us to move more quickly with emergency procurement as necessary. We're restricting non-essential travel by county employees, and our departments are finalizing continuation of operation plans. The situation is fluid, as you can imagine, and we'll keep you posted. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Legislation introduced by council. Consideration of a resolution of council for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
And I second it. And all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2020-0060, authorizing and ratifying the county executive to execute the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding and any related documentation.
Move to adopt. Been moved and seconded. This item was discussed in executive session. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is approved. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2020-0061, amending resolution number 2016-0218 as amended by resolution number 2018-0067, which authorized an economic development fund redevelopment and modernization loan to Detroit Shoreway Community Development Organization for the benefit of a project located at 11801, 11825 Lorraine Avenue in the city of Cleveland by extending the resolution sunset, converting the loan to a grant, and changing the funding recipient to Friends of Historic Variety Theater Incorporated.
Referred to community development.
Resolution number 2020-0062, authorizing a community development fund grant in the amount of $25,000 to Northeast Ohio Alliance for Hope for the benefit of the East Cleveland Supported Development Model Stage 1 Community Development Partner Capacity Building located in the city of East Cleveland.
Will also be referred to community development. Consideration of a resolution
Mr.
of
President?
council. Yes, Councilman Miller.
May I please have my name added to 0062?
Please add the councilman's name. Consideration of a resolution of council for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2020-0040, determining the services and programs that shall be provided and funded from the Veteran Services Fund in 2018, authorizing payments to various providers in the total amount of $413,635 for said services and programs for the period ending December 31, 2020.
Move to adopt.
Second.
I have a second. Councilman Schron is not here. He was with us earlier. Someone should look for Councilman Schron. Is there anyone who is on the committee who would like to speak to this legislation? This is the Veteran Services Fund. We do it annually, where we distribute the funds to the different veterans organizations. I think we're all familiar with it. Councilman Simon? Oh. Hi. I'm sorry. We were just on the resolution on the Veterans Funds, and
Page 2.
Well, thank you for the courtesy, and I apologize for being delayed for the meeting. And I can tell you that we as a body are in a unique position that we, instead of putting funds back into the general fund, we're excited because we are one of the only counties in the entire state of Ohio to say that every dollar that comes to us through the Veteran Service Commission is going to be used for a veteran, and it's going to be used for a veteran service out there. And so I'm thrilled that our council staff has identified good quality, solid programs, that those dollars that were not able to be used by the Veteran Service Commission this year can then be transferred into rock-solid veterans programs that we're going to be voting on this evening and allocating it. And I would, as a veteran myself, I'm thrilled that to be able to be sponsoring and to have heard this in my committee. And I am honored that the council president was allowed this to come to my committee. And so I encourage everybody to speak and to support this.
Madam Clerk, we moved and seconded this legislation already, right, correct?
Yes, we did, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Councilman Strawn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of a resolution for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it, the rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2020-0063, amending the 2020-2021 biennial operating budget for 2020 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies.
Move to adopt. Mr. President, my colleagues, this resolution is the regular fiscal agenda of budget amendments, and questions were directed to OBM and answered to our satisfaction. The recommended changes are routine items required for normal operations, and I recommend approval on first reading suspension.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2020-0064, confirming the county executive's appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community-Based Correctional Facility Governing Board for various terms is printed on the agenda.
Referred to Human Resources and Appointments.
Resolution number 2020-0065, authorizing an Economic Development Fund Business Growth and Attraction Loan in the amount not to exceed $1,500,000 to Saucy Brew Works Independence for the benefit of a project to be located at 5810 Rockside Woods Boulevard North in the City of Independence.
Economic Development.
Resolution number 2020-0066, authorizing a U.S. Environmental Protection Agency brownfield revolving loan in the amount not to exceed $1 million to St. Servant Center for an asbestos remediation project located at 4291 Richmond Road in the city of Warrensville Heights in connection with the Silver Point redevelopment site project.
Referred to Community Development. Committee reports and consideration of a resolution for second reading.
Resolution number 2020-0055, authorizing a state contract with Great Lakes Petroleum in the amount not to exceed $1,236,000 for the purchase of fuel for various county facilities for the period April 1, 2020 through March 31, 2022.
We'll move to the March 24th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2020-0046, amending the 2020-2021 biennial operating budget for 2020 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the Opioid Mitigation Fund to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies.
Move to adopt. Mr. President, my colleagues, this resolution is a special fiscal agenda to approve appropriations of $19,120,000 to implement the 2020 programs that will be provided using the first round of funding received from the opiate settlements. The programs include both prevention and treatment, with the major items being the following: $3.5 million for the treatment and sobriety teams at DCFS, $1 million for board and care at DCFS for opiate-related cases, $3 million for the Thrive program at hospital emergency rooms to get people recovering from overdoses into treatment, $5.4 million for additional residential treatment beds and partial hospitalization services provided by Stella Maris and coordinated through the Adams Board, $1 million for peer recovery support provided by St. Vincent's Rosary Hall, coordinated through the Adams Board, just under $1 million for medical support for addicted inmates at the county jail provided by Metro Health, $2.5 million for the diversion center to enable the mentally ill and addicted to receive treatment rather than jail. There are additional programs at Metro Health, the medical examiner's office, the Court of Common Pleas, the county prosecutor's office, and through the Family and Children's First Council. We are developing metrics for all programs to ensure that planned services are delivered and to measure their effectiveness. There could be discussion as to whether this is the absolute best set of programs, but it is a very good set of programs covering both prevention and treatment. We will be receiving more than $100 million in additional opiate settlements, so we will be able to implement additional programs as needed in future rounds, so that we can get these much-needed programs underway. I recommend passage on second reading suspension.
Thank you. We did have a very lengthy and interesting discussion in Finance Committee last week around this legislation. Are there any further comments or discussion at this time? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0051, confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Michael S. Prosek to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, representing the Cuyahoga region, for the term March 25th, 2020 through March 24th, 2023.
Move to adopt. Council President, Mayor Prosek attended the Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee on March 3rd and demonstrated his willingness and passion to continue to serve in this capacity, so I respectfully request my colleagues' support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0052, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Terrence P. Joyce to serve on the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority Board of Trustees for the term March 4th, 2020 through March 3rd, 2023.
Move to adopt. Council President, Mr. Joyce was unable to attend the meeting. However, he did submit a letter on his behalf requesting to continue his service. In his absence, Mr. Jose Feliciano of the RTA stood in the gap and addressed any questions or concerns that were of the HR committee. And I think the questions were all answered sufficiently, and there was no objection, and the committee moved with the desire to have Mr. Joyce continue to serve, so I respectfully request my full colleague support.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, ayes have it. Resolution adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0053, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Cheryl King Benford to serve on the Cuyahoga County Law Library Resources Board for the term January 1, 2020 through December 31, 2024.
Move to adopt. Council President, Ms. King Benford was also at the same meeting Mr. Terry Joyce was attending. There was an RTA board meeting, so she was unable to attend, but also submitted a letter on her behalf. And the executive director of the Cuyahoga County Library attended in her absence and answered several questions relative to the Cuyahoga County Library Board and provided sufficient evidence to support the county executive's desire to reappoint Ms. Cheryl King Benford. So I respectfully request my colleagues' support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0054, confirming the county executive's appointment of Salvatore Tallarico to serve on the Cuyahoga County Audit Committee for an unexpired term ending December 31, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Council President, Mr. Tallarico was present for the meeting and answered several questions with regards to his willingness and his candidacy to serve on this body, and demonstrated all of the skills that were necessary. So I respectfully request my colleagues' support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0056, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires striping Lake Avenue from Cove Avenue to Webb Road in the city of Lakewood. Total estimated project cost, $240,000, finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement.
Motion to adopt. And, Mr. President, on March 4th, 2020, Ms. Nicole English from the Public Works Department came before the Public Works Committee to discuss this legislation, declaring the public welfare requiring striping of Lakefront Avenue from Cove Avenue to Webb Road in Lakewood. This is part of the Lakefront Plan Initiative, and it will expand bike-friendly opportunities in the city of Lakewood. And the project will involve narrowing of lanes and providing greater access for cyclists. This project helps foster the county's Greenway project as well. And I'm asking my colleagues' support on this so we can move forward as soon as possible for the city of Lakewood on second reading suspension, I believe.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it, resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0057, making an award on requisition number 45609 to Key Bank National Association in the amount not to exceed $3,200,000 for banking and treasury services for the period April 1, 2020 through March 31, 2024.
Move to adopt.
Any discussion,
Yes,
Councilman?
yes, Mr. President and my colleagues. This is our routine contract regarding banking services where Key Bank has won the award to hold our county dollars, tax dollars, of the residents of the community. What's not routine about it is that after they were awarded the contract, the administration negotiated with Key Bank to provide 13 action items that would allow them to, where they would increase access to capital to low-income residents of this community. Not only residential housing, but small business. They would provide products and tools that would fight predatory lending. Again, a laundry list of, 13 action items as part of a community benefit as a result of receiving our residents' tax dollars as their deposits. With that having been said, this was negotiated and it is not mandatory. It is an optional on their part to do it. It's optional on their part. So as a result of it, again, being optional, we will do routine updates with them over the next 4 years so that we can see that they are the strong partners that I believe them to be right now. But again, over those 4 years, we will be able to measure the success. And I'll say this is the first time this has been done at the county level anywhere in the country. So this is a model, just as we've done with the $50 million demolition. No county has done that across this country. This is a first attempt to, again, provide greater local access to capital for the residents of this community. So again, I ask for my colleagues' support.
Councilwoman,
I'd like to have my name added as co-sponsor.
is there any discussion on this legislation? Yes.
Just a quick comment. I do strongly support the legislation and just want to recognize the active involvement of the housing advocates that were very much involved in doing the research and coming up with the background information used to create the pledges that were put forward. Thank you.
Okay. And Councilwoman Brown would like her name added. I would as well, and I wanted to commend the administration for this legislation, which is really breakthrough in its own way. Any others? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it, the resolution is adopted. Mr. County Executive.
Yeah, I just want to add that my deep appreciation to Key Bank for moving this forward in the way that they did. They were very supportive of our efforts. I would like to say that I had to twist their arm, but they were really supportive of moving this forward. They recognized the importance and were very willing to participate. So thanks to Key Bank.
All right. Next up.
Resolution number 2020-0058, making an award on requisition number 43203 to CHN Housing Capital in the amount not to exceed $679,461 for administration of the Down Payment Assistance Program in Cuyahoga Urban County Communities and City of Parma for the period January 1, 2020 through December 31, 2021.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Again, the primary goal of this project is the administration of our down payment assistance program. It is a very effective program, and again, I ask for my colleagues' support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2020-0059, authorizing an amendment to agreement number AG 1800-155 with Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio for fiscal agent services for the Families and Schools Together program, fast work activities, and parent services for the period January 1, 2019 through December 31, 2019, to extend the time period to December 31, 2021, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $919,944.
To adopt. Mr. President, this matter was heard in committee, Education Environment Committee, and we discussed the program for which this contract is being considered. The contract is for fiscal agent services, extending that contract. And what the program is a third grade student program for families who are not engaged in the school with their children, and very successful program once the families are brought into the fold. It's really motivates them to be involved in school and their children, so I recommend passage of this.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Miscellaneous committee reports. We are going to be stacking our committees up next Monday. And so starting over here with the CD, I guess. It'll be community development, I'm sorry.
We will meet Monday, 10 a.m., right before Election Day.
That's correct. And
All right, I think Human Resource Appointment and Equity Committee will be changing its time. We'll be moving to that same Monday on the 16th at 1 o'clock.
development.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I appreciate Councilwoman Brown limiting her meeting to approximately an hour, so we can start economic development at 2 o'clock, because Playhouse Square has a meeting at 4 o'clock that I have to attend, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Is there any miscellaneous business? Councilman Miller and then Councilman Gallagher.
Finance and Budget Committee will not meet at its regular time on the 16th, but we will meet at our following regular time on Monday, the 30th at 1 o'clock, and that will be for the next update on the Harris Project, a very important IT issue that we began tracking in addition to the ERP. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Gallagher.
Safety will not meet Tuesday due to the High Holy Day for St. Patrick, but we'll meet 1:30 Monday for a 30-minute quick but intense safety meeting.
All right, this is coming Monday.
This coming
All
Monday.
right, so we have 4 committee meetings on Monday. Councilwoman Brown.
Miscellaneous business?
Yes.
I just want to share that with the public that 32 potential voting locations, polling locations will be changed. So please check and verify that your polling location is the same on Election Day. So March 17th, 32 polling locations have been changed due to concerns of the coronavirus being in senior homes. So if your voting location is in a senior center or senior citizen's home, it will likely be changed. So please double check that.
All right. Thank you. And I just want to remind everybody that the charter, the levy that was placed on the ballot by the council will be on next Tuesday's ballot. The very end, it's the last thing on the ballot, issue 33, 7 days to go. And with that, this committee is adjourned.
Wow, that's